What's up, guys? I'm Victor.
And I'm Christine, and today we want to talk to you guys about Game of Thrones. We've been watching this. We actually kind of started in season 2 and then went back and got caught up. So we are really into Game of Thrones ever since then.
Yep.
And since season 7 starts literally tomorrow.
It's kind of a big deal. Everybody's getting ready for it.
Yep, we wanted to kind of talk to you a little bit about some of the theories that we have and we've read about from other people and stuff like that. But before we do, we would love to hear from you guys.
Yep.
What theories do you have about season 7?
Yeah, like, what do you guys think is going to happen in season 7? Like, let us know in the comments below, like right now, so we kind of get a... Everybody's got, there's like a billion different ideas about what's going to happen. Nobody knows what's going to happen in Game of Thrones.
And there's always, you know, 2 big questions in Game of Thrones.
Always.
And that's who's going to die this season.
Yep. And who will finally end up on the Iron Throne.
Exactly. So, season 7 is not the final season.
Nope.
From what I've read, season 8 is going to be the last season.
But this is going to be a pretty big one. Really serious battles and really major conquests, and it's going to be really great.
Yeah,
so,
Daenerys is finally going to reach Westeros. And so that I'm looking forward to.
Everybody wants to see, like, even if she doesn't end up on the Iron Throne, everybody just wants to see her fight with her dragons and, like, come over and, like, wipe out armies and stuff. It's
I think
really cool. Everybody's
ready to see the dragons, regardless of, like, if you want her on the Iron Throne or not.
You just want to see the dragons.
Yeah.
The dragons are awesome.
Like, just fire everywhere.
Blowing out, like, whole fields.
So, I know a lot of you are probably typing right now, typing your theories and everything below, and that's wonderful.
Yep.
When this video is over and uploaded, we are going to be reading all of them and commenting back to you guys as much as possible because we are so excited for Game of Thrones.
Yeah, we're totally into this. Like, there are so many different theories and everything. Like, everybody's getting super excited for it. I've even heard, like, on, like, the Facebook page on, like, New York, they're actually going to have, like, actual places where people go and watch the premiere and have, like, free pizza and stuff.
Yeah, that would be kind of cool.
That would be really awesome.
They don't have anything like that around here, but that's okay. So at the end of season 6, we saw Cersei is kind of sitting on the Iron Throne at the moment.
Yeah,
at the moment. Because, you know...
That's like a 6-month job for almost everybody.
If that.
Yeah.
You know how fast that can change, especially since Daenerys is arriving. Yeah. There's so much going on.
Plus, we just learned that Jon Snow is a Targaryen himself.
Yeah.
So that's kind of a big deal. So
exactly.
That kind of throws a little spark in the mix there.
Yeah, and I'm sure you guys caught that from Bran's vision in the last season.
If you're, you know, that's kind of the big thing that happened last season at the end.
Yeah, Rhaegar Targaryen is actually Jon Snow's real father. Daenerys would be Jon Snow's aunt. So that's actually anti-Daenerys to Jon Snow. It's kind of I don't know, it's kind of weird trying to follow all the family lines and stuff. But anyway, so like I was saying, Cersei is currently on the throne. All of her children are now dead.
Yep. Yep. So, which is kind of a bummer for her because she's like, what? And like,
well,
you know.
I think it's going to end up being a bummer for everyone just because, like, can you imagine the kind of revenge that she's about to seek? I mean, like, we already saw, like, what she started. You know?
Which is a bunch of trouble. Like, but the Lannisters have been, like, a trouble the whole series. Like they've just been a pain the whole, like, since episode 1. They basically started a war with the Starks, then they do all this, then they kill everybody, then they get the throne, then they don't quit. Like,
and you know, you
not to say that everybody else isn't bad, but they're really bad.
Well, that, and you had like all of her children, all of Cersei's kids thought they were Baratheons.
Yep.
They were Lannisters.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, Cersei's twin brother, Jaime, was their father.
So that's weird.
Yeah. That's a whole nother
level
mess
of
to go
weird.
into.
That's what I'm saying. Like, they're like where everybody else is evil in Game of Thrones, they're like another level of evil.
Yeah.
They're like the worst of the worst of the worst.
Yeah, and I'm, you know, speaking of which, though, I mean, if you remember a long time ago, the whole reason that Bran got crippled was because he saw Jaime and Cersei getting it on,
Yeah.
And Jamie
Yeah.
pushed him out of a window.
Yep.
Now, he had some memory loss and he doesn't remember that.
Yep.
But I'm wondering if at some point, maybe in this season, maybe it won't happen until season 8,
Yep.
but I wonder if at some point Bran is going to have a vision and he sees again what
And
happened.
he has like the time travel stuff, like Hodor, like
Yeah.
where he can control stuff. So maybe he'll
Hold
just go
the
back
door,
to that
hold
one
door.
day
Yeah.
and just like fix everything, which would be a really kind of bizarre,
would-
odd theory,
that would
but it'd
change
be cool.
Everything,
Yeah.
if that happened.
Yeah.
So I'm kind of thinking more along the lines of he's just going to,
Have a vision.
yeah, kind of just see it again, so
Yep.
he knows what happened.
Yep.
Because at this point he doesn't, or as far as we know, he doesn't.
Yeah.
And so we did watch the trailers that they've released for season 7, and there's one point where they're opening the gate for the wall. I don't know if you guys noticed that.
He's got like Bran and the girl that's with him. I can't remember her name. But
Is it Mira?
yeah, something like that. Yeah.
I'm not sure.
There's
I
so
can't
many
remember.
characters in Game of Thrones. It's hard to keep up with
Yeah, it's-
everybody's name.
Really easy to mix up some
Yeah.
names on here.
Unless they're like the main ones, like Daenerys or Jon Snow or something.
Yeah.
Like everybody else, like what?
Yeah,
are
like
you?
the Starks, you
Yeah.
know the Starks.
Yeah.
Like certain
Yeah.
ones, like, you know, you
Yeah,
can't.
just got that down, but yeah.
But so it looks like the Starks are about to, well, what's left of the Starks are about to get reunited, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, like, it's fine that they've got their castle back. That's a pretty big deal because that only took them like what, half of the whole series to get that back.
Yeah. So I'm guessing since the Starks are all kind of coming back together, I mean, just my personal guess, we're gonna see another Stark die.
Yep.
Like, we're gonna have to see some major characters start dying off.
But it's not gonna be Jon, I doubt, because
No,
like
I don't
since
think
he's
so.
already been brought back from the dead again, I don't think he's gonna die anytime soon anymore.
Now, okay, I don't think it will be Sansa, but personally, I kind of wish it was
Yeah,
Sansa.
she's kind of being a pain lately.
Yeah, I just don't like Sansa.
She's getting like way worse, and like it's kind of like what, like you know.
And I would hope it's not Arya,
Yeah.
but it might be.
Yeah. Well, she's been through a lot too, though.
Yeah, she's been through a lot, so it would be awful.
But they all
if-
have. Like, you can't say that all the Stark children have been through basically misery since their dad and mom
It's
died.
true, very true. So besides, like, there's probably going to be a Stark die. Might as well just throw
Yep.
that out there. Probably going to see a
And
Stark
some
die.
Lannisters are probably going to end. Like, basically with Daenerys wanting to wipe them off the face of the earth, and Tyrion is there being like, this way, and I'm like, not this way.
I'm wondering if they're going to do the whole, like, Tyrion killing his sister.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, he did wipe out his dad, so...
Yeah.
He literally...
In the bathroom.
He literally killed him on the toilet,
Yep.
so...
I think it would be great if Tyrion took out Cersei
yeah,
personally.
that would be great.
That would be really awesome.
But isn't there, like, some kind of prophecy for that?
Yeah, there's a prophecy from,
in,
like, back
one
when
of the old
Cersei was
ones.
a kid.
Yeah.
There was a prophecy that
She'd lose all of her kids.
Yeah.
She's already lost all of her kids.
that's happened.
And she said, like, a younger brother will basically kill her. So,
Yeah. And that a younger woman would come to replace her, basically.
which is, like, exactly what's going
Yeah,
on.
so
there.
Daenerys is coming in, and Tyrion's
Tyrion's
gonna
right
kill her.
there. Yeah.
I mean, like, we're just kind of
Speculating,
spitballing
yeah.
here.
Yeah. It's just cool to think about, because, like, nobody knows. And
Until tomorrow.
until tomorrow. Yeah,
Well, you know,
some of it.
but
yeah.
I don't know. I mean, like, I'm super, super excited to see what happens tomorrow. And tomorrow is going to be a 90-minute
Yeah.
episode.
So it's kind of like a movie.
Yeah, it's like a mini movie.
But, like,
For the
everything in
first
Game
one.
of Thrones is becoming like a movie. Like, every episode is like dragons or armies and blah. It's like everything is like a really hardcore version of Lord of the Rings every time.
Oh, and, like, I was kind of reading some stuff before we came in here to film this video, and I read that they are considering doing, like, some prequel series.
Yeah, that'd be
After-
awesome.
Like, after Game of Thrones is over, start a new, like, Game of Thrones-ish story, like,
Yeah.
with a prequel.
Which, if they did like the one with Aegon, that would be off the charts awesome.
Yeah, it would.
Just to show his dragon would be like the coolest thing that HBO could do.
Yeah, and the article that I was reading, I can't remember where it was from because I clicked on so many different articles.
Yeah.
But it said they were thinking about 5 prequel series. And I don't know if they just kind of threw that number out there or if they actually have like 5 different ones planned.
Who knows? It's bringing, like, it's like HBO's, like, it's basically what's going on Walking Dead with Fear the Walking Dead. There's just so much money in the main storyline that they have to make other shows to just basically compete with itself.
Pretty much.
Yeah. So, yeah.
So, alright. By the end of season 7.
Yep.
So, like I said, not the final
Yep.
season, but by the
Close
end of season
to it,
7, who do you guys think is going to be sitting on the Iron Throne just at the end of this season?
Just this season, not the whole who will rule it all in the end,
Yeah,
but
so,
who will sit on the Iron Throne at the end of this season.
so
Yeah.
I mean, who do you think?
I don't know. I don't think it's going to be easy to take that from Cersei just like that. And it may be, but because you are dealing with Daenerys, but I just don't think it's just going to happen like overnight kind of thing.
I think Cersei's going to keep it for a while
Just
because
for a while, yeah.
I mean,
because it's so long to get to that point.
yeah, and she is extremely evil.
Yeah,
And
she's
she
like
just
the worst.
Yeah, she just has ways, like, she's probably going to keep it for a while.
Yeah. She's going to keep it for a little bit.
But, and like, the way they're doing season 7 is we're going to get, like, 7 episodes in a row, and then they're going to have a break,
Yep.
and then they're going to do...
Like fall kind of type deal.
Well, they haven't said when they're going to do the other 6 episodes in season 7.
So they could be a while.
Yeah, they haven't set a date for the other half of season 7, so we're going to get, like, half of season 7.
Well, I think it's kind of more expensive to do these episodes now because like everything's a war or everything's like high-end dragons.
They're making so much money off of Game of Thrones.
Yeah,
they have enormous budgets, I'm sure.
But what I'm saying is they gotta film like basically movies every time they do
Yeah,
an episode now.
Pretty
so,
much.
You know,
It's like a movie every time, which is
really cool.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool to watch.
Yeah.
So
but yeah,
I don't know. I think by the time we get, halfway through season 7, when they take their break or whatever, I think we're gonna have somebody different.
Yeah,
by
we'll
that
have
point.
somebody different. It'll probably be just somebody. I don't know.
Yeah,
it happens like that every season, though, pretty much.
That's 7 episodes in. So my guess is Cersei's gonna stay on the throne for, what would you say, 6.5 episodes?
Yeah, probably. It'll be like the finale of the last one. She'll like die or something, and then they'll be like, or be dethroned.
Yeah, and then it'll probably be Daenerys.
Yep.
Because I'm guessing by the end of the whole thing, it's probably not going to be Daenerys or Jon Snow, because that's what most people think.
Yep.
I would say, like, probably 80% of people watching Game of Thrones think that at the end, it's either going to be Jon Snow or Daenerys.
Yep.
So that's probably not what they're going to do, just to
it's
throw
gonna be
everybody
something
off.
random, like totally nobody ever saw it coming. Just a random
Like,
person.
Arya.
Yeah, Arya just ends up on the throne and be like, well, okay, I guess, whatever. But,
So,
it's gonna be something like that.
and I'm waiting, like, I think Sansa's probably going to have Littlefinger killed off.
Yeah.
Like,
just because she's tired of dealing with him.
I think, actually, it's going to go one of 2 ways. She's either going to have Littlefinger killed off, or she's going to marry him.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's going to go one extreme or the other, I think.
Yeah. I mean, but that's with Game of Thrones. There is no medium ground. It's either
That's
graphic
true.
or non-graphic. It's just like, there is no in-between. But yeah. So, like, I guess, like, let us know, like, what you guys think about Game of Thrones coming back. What do you guys think about it? What do you guys know about it? What are your guys' thoughts on this up-and-coming season? And what do you think about Game of Thrones in general? But be sure to give this video, like, a thumbs up and like this video because we'd really appreciate it. And hope you enjoyed this little, like, rant/theories video on Game of Thrones.
Be sure to come back tomorrow and not necessarily watch the whole video again, but discuss with us in the comments tomorrow.
Like, what actually happens.
Yeah, what maybe we got right, or maybe we get everything wrong. It doesn't matter. It's okay.
That's
but
kind of
come
the
back
point
and
of
talk
talking
to us
about it.
about it.
Yeah.
And thank you guys so much for watching, and we will see you guys later.